France arrived in Belfast last weekend and strutted their stuff early on.
And they're in. Waver, dots it down, what a try!
Ireland fought back though.
And they've got it down. And it's a third try.
But it wasn't enough as France landed the killer blow.
It's a really good try for France, who have now pretty much guaranteed the victory. We think we've let a result get away from us.
Italy will be hoping for a better showing after last week's defeat to England. The Italians on home soil and full of intent. Both sides, though, keen to put points on the board following opening day defeats. Despite the loss, there were lots of positives for Ireland, though, against the French. They'll take their learnings from that game and hope to work on them here today. It's Italy against Ireland in round 2 of the 2025 Women's Six Nations, live from Parma, Italy. Hello and welcome to our coverage of Ireland's trip to Italy in round 2 of this year's Women's Six Nations. I'm delighted to say I have two fabulous guests joining me in studio today. Two people who know exactly what it feels like and what it means to pull on that green jersey, with former Ireland internationals Lindsay Peat and Eliza Downey. Girls, thank you very much for being with us today. Lindsay, you were at the Kingspan Stadium last week for the opener against France. Despite that defeat, as we mentioned, lots of positives to take from that game. Will Ireland be confident going into this game today, do you think?
Hugely. I think today will be about redemption for these girls. They're a hugely talented team, lots of potential, and I think it was just an unfinished job last week that they didn't take the scalp of France. They were much the better team, so I'd like to see them more clinical and more ruthless this week against the Italians.
Eliza, lots to work on. The expectation is high. How do you see today's game?
Yeah, it's exciting. Like, there was a lot to take and build on from last week. I think it was frustration the last 10 minutes of the game. It could have went either way. It's starting this game well today, and these girls have the skills and the talent to do that.
Lots to look back on from last week, lots to look forward to today. But first of all, let's hear from both head coaches.
Scott, you said you'd take your medicine after a day both promising and frustrating in Belfast, but what's that looked like in practice? How do you actually improve execution in a week?
We had some fixes, we had some tee-ups for this week. I say the great thing about the start of the Six Nations is you get to go again a week later. So we've put some things right. We think we've brought some new things into our game which will be impactful today. So yeah, we haven't sort of hung around sort of stuck in sorrow for too long. We got on with the job and looking forward to an exciting challenge today.
And what are you hoping for from your selection with that unchanged 23 but alternated starters?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that just got a slightly different role today. We've always said it will be more than just a 15. We know we need impact from the bench. We thought we got initial impacts off the bench last week, but it sort of tailed off a little bit. So hopefully this time we've picked a group for an 80-minute performance, and we know we've got some impactful players to come on and raise the game when it needs raising.
Fabio, today is the first of 3 home fixtures and you're on national TV for the first time. What have the conversations been about inspiration and about opportunity this week?
Yeah, it was a very emotional week, and we can feel every day, and obviously till now, the emotion around the squad. They want to really show what they want to be in front of their fans. So and the weather is fine now, so hope it will be a good match for the fans.
The weather is beautiful. Thank you very much for that. What are you hoping for performance-wise, which will allow you to start today against Ireland the way that you finished against England?
Yeah, obviously we study Ireland. We know their strengths, a good line on the scrum, their physicality, and obviously their powerful kicking game. So we just prepared for that. But our focus today is to start the match how we want to start. So we start from the second half and then England, and we hope we show how we want to start.
Well, that's the thoughts of both head coaches. Lindsay, 3 changes to this Ireland team today. Are you surprised by any of them?
No, probably agree with 2 of them. I thought Edel McMahon did excellent when she came on. She really brought a huge amount of front football and really get stuck in. You never want to get a tricky out. She's known better as a tricky tackle leader. But I thought Aoibhinn Riley is probably the key change for me. Her speed of ball was key to everything that Ireland did well in the second half. So I think today, if she can get the speed of ruck going and us punching really tight lines against these Italians, they were caught out wide against England last week. So I think that's where our key, that'll be the chink in their armour. So the only one I'm really disappointed with is Dorothy Wall. I just do not understand that one. I thought she was brilliant. I thought she came off too early. But all I can see is tactically that she's going to bring such an impact from the bench and finish this game off.
Talking of speed, Eliza, we looked back at the French game. It was a very fast start, as expected from the French. How do you think the Italians will approach the start? What are we expecting from them?
The Italians want to start this game really strong, really fast, really confidently. They want to put out this statement to this Ireland team that are continuing to build in confidence over the last year. Let's not forget they beat them last year, and they want to go out and do the same thing. They're on home soil. It's live for the first time on national TV in Italy. They have a point to prove. But these Irish girls, that grit, determination, confidence, the culture that's being built in that setup, I can't see past an Irish win today.
I know you've talked a lot about the partnership between Higgins and Dalton. That's something you would like to see more of today as well.
Yeah, probably from a back's point of view, I really want to see that them linking in closer. We didn't see enough ball. It didn't come out wide. I want to see Costigan, a world-class player on that ball, setting that field alight and actually having the space and time to do that.
We talked about that, the freedom, the space, the time. Hopefully we'll see plenty of that today. The teams are coming out as we can see, so we will now pass over to our commentary team. Former Ireland captain Ciara Griffin is alongside Oisín Ligon.
Well, it's a big day at the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi for an Irish team on somewhat of a revenge mission following their defeat to the Azzurri in Dublin last year. The feeling after that game is that they lost one they could have and maybe even should have won, which is a similar story to last week when they had the chances against the French in Belfast. Ciara, it's all about building on last week for Ireland.
Absolutely, it's about building on last week's performance, but also I suppose correcting some of those errors and being more clinical in those scoring areas, and I suppose keeping ball in hand more often when they can.
Beautiful conditions for a game of rugby in Parma. Both Ireland and Italy looking for a first win of the 2025 Women's Six Nations. Italy managed one try in a heavy defeat away to England. Ireland were within reach of France, but in the end came away from the game with nothing. But they did have the chances. They'll hope to create more and take more this week. On a beautiful day, conditions are perfect.
Looks absolutely fantastic. Conditions out there, lovely blue skies, must be rain or wind, so it should be a good day for rugby.
It should indeed. There is our team of officials, led by Ella Goldsmith of Australia. And we will be hearing them right the way through. That's one of the great things about referees in rugby. You hear the explanations and what they're thinking and why they're giving decisions. It really adds to the spectacle for fans. Before we give you the team news, let's get the anthems. They're fired up and they're ready. Remember, Ireland have lost their last 2 in the Guinness Women's Six Nations against Italy. Italy had won just 1 of the previous 16 before that. Well, 2 of Italy's 3 wins against Ireland have come in Parma, the other last year. And there is the Italian team. Sara Tunesi starts at blindside flanker with Francesca Scorbini moving to open side in the front row. Vittoria Becchini is recalled at hooker, joining Silvia Turani at loose head and Gaia Maris, who earns the first start of the championship at tight head. Italy's second highest point scorer ever, Michela Sillery, returns. In the back 3, Francesca Granzotto is at full-back with Aro Muzzo, who won her 50th cap last weekend, continuing on the wing. Alyssa Dinkin changes position in order to accommodate Sillery. For Ireland, of their 3 changes, 2 of them are in the pack. Captain Adele McMahon is in from the start today. She celebrated her birthday last Tuesday along with Aoife Wafer. In the other change to the pack, Fiona Tuitt replaces Dorothy Wall in the second row. McMahon obviously is the captain. Aimeen Riley takes over from Emily Lane at scrum half in the only change to the backline, a backline that can really do damage if it gets going, Ciara.
Absolutely, some really strong attacking threats there, really able to cut space and identify space, so it'll be exciting to see them get on ball today and hopefully keep that ball in hand and just back themselves in contact.
And there is the substitutes bench. It is a strong bench for Ireland, isn't it? Especially when you consider Dorothy Wall can come off that bench.
Absolutely, I thought Dorothy Wall was immense last week, really led that line out well and was instrumental in the 2 maul tries, so I think she'll make a massive impact off the bench today.
Italy have lost each of their last 3 Guinness Women's Six Nations matches at home, but have lost 4 in a row at home just once since 2011. Ella Goldsmith, the referee, in charge today. Well, last week Ireland got some plaudits. This week they just want the win.
Absolutely, it's a game they have to target. They need to get points on the board, so I'm sure it'll be all guns blazing today to make sure to get that result.
That maybe puts a bit of pressure on Ireland, because last week nothing would have been expected outside the group. This week people are looking and saying, well, you could have beat France, so you should beat Italy.
Exactly. They fired some shots last week. We just need to see those executed better today.
Stefanen gets us underway, winning her 21st cap. Italy in the blue, Ireland in the green, as if that needed clarification. Dan O'Brien. It's a teasing bounce for Italy, but they do get their hands on it. Waiting and making the tackle was Erin King. And Ireland get the penalty, and that's a really good start. Italy not releasing.
Very good body position by King there, getting fast and low over the ball, really securing that turnover. Nice position here for Ireland to set in an attack and hopefully get a good line out.
Erin King, born in Australia, raised in Blessington and played for Naas. A mix of Australia, Kildare and Wicklow. Dan O'Brien of Carlow. Into the corner it goes. We're close enough to it, and it's a line out for Ireland.
To your team, check.
Yeah, okay. Really questioning a tackle here.
Just coming to the screen now.
Where TRMO is Aaron Patterson of New Zealand.
Yeah, you can play.
And that screen is in the corner, and that's where Ella Goldsmith has to go. Well, that's what they're looking at. The arms were wrapped, but was it high, I suppose, is maybe the question or the debate for the officials.
Because the blue tackler is upright. For me, this reaches the yellow card threshold. Do you
agree? Blue tackler's upright. Backman was dipping into the tackle, but it still slid up.
Okay, can you just grab the number?
Still head impact.
Okay. So the mark will be back on the 10. We'll ask if they want to play that penalty, and we can go for the line out down there. But it's blue number 4, that yellow card and off-field review. Okay, so I have a decision.
So here is the decision.
Number
Ireland
4,
looking for an early boost. Well, not looking for it, but they might get it.
We do have head contact. There is foul play because she's upright, so it reaches the yellow card threshold and an off-field review. So I'll ask.
And into the bunker it goes.
Penalty there, or would you like to continue with this line out? Yeah.
Not the start hit we were looking for.
Just wait till we're set. Please just wait.
Disappointing start for Federighi. Very experienced today, her 60th cap. 32 years old. Jones. Ireland used them all really well against France last week. They're looking to do it again against Italy. They are gaining ground. They always look dangerous in these positions. Wafer is stuck in the middle of it all, as you would expect. The ball has disappeared from our view, but Ireland very much have it under control, and they're very, very close. They might have to go with the back line here. Riley went shortish. Jones couldn't find a way through, but they will recycle. Riley, who's got good delivery. She's got Ruth Campbell with her, but that's not the option she goes with. Riley, they try and crash over. Is that Nevo Dowd carrying? Again, they recycle. Riley getting it going very quickly. They're just popping up and going again, popping up and going again. Riley might take it on herself. No, she gives it off there to Fiona Chute. Riley. Ireland go deeper. There is space out wide. It's a fumble, but the ball is still on the Irish side. Can she find a way through? Aoife Dalton. Aoife Dalton, good try. Well, they lost it, but lost it backwards. Aoife Dalton kept her head, kept her composure, and has now put Ireland in front.
Very good recovery there by Dalton. She still had a lot of work to do when she got that ball. Good footwork and nice drive at the line. I think it was a good option to go wide from that. Italy had a very good solid defence around that breakdown. So it was just it was energy zapping, and they saw the space out wide. Good option taken there.
We've got no shot clock, ladies, so we'll have to keep that time ourselves.
It's one of those funny things that you look at that in the review and say there was a mistake. At the same time, it ended up as a try.
Exactly. Just not snapping the head to see who's off your shoulder. Just passing without looking, but look, it's still recovered. You'll take the points.
Ireland taking full advantage of the little bit of extra space that was opened up by Italy having a player in the bin. And here's Dan O'Brien.
20 seconds, kicker. 20 seconds. That started late.
That looks like a decent kick. Oh, it's excellent from Dan O'Brien. A normal service has been restored for the Tullow woman, whose radar was a little bit off the tee last week, but it's back this week.
Absolutely, that would do the world a good massive confidence boost there. Very good execution, and she was involved in 2 careers in that play, so great start for O'Brien.
Well, Higgins' pass was fumbled into the path of Dalton, who no doubt saw it coming because she's a radiographer. She can see through these things, she can anticipate them. Wafer carrying again, she'll do it all day.
Release!
Didn't realise she was as into music as she is. She said that anything she does, she wants to do it well, including rugby and music.
Hold! Let her
Riley,
through.
O'Brien to clear. Good hang time on that kick. Italy don't kick as much from open play. They were kind of known for it. They hang on to the ball a little bit more now, and hanging on to it there was The winger, Dinka, who's a bit of a magician, can find space where there's very little. Ireland making the tackles. Getting in there was Aoife Dalton. Did the attacking work a couple of minutes ago, did the defensive work there.
Over here by Higgins.
Fantastic work, Riley. Helped on by Jones, good hands. Flood was there as well. And there's a bit of space on the wing, and Aoife Wafer looks to exploit it. This is good running by Wafer. Has a runner on her shoulder. That's McMahon, or King, I beg your pardon. Wafer. O'Brien into the hands of Higgins. Dalton. O'Brien. She just couldn't quite get away there, Eve Higgins. And Italy gets a penalty.
Good recovered defence there by Italy. They were shooting out of the line at times, putting pressure on that Irish attack. Just forced that penalty by Ireland coming in off the side.
Please. Come on. Can you stop? Can you move, please? Okay, time off. I know, but if I've called the mark here, you can play the line out. If I ask you to play the line out, I want to keep the game moving. Okay. So we can go now. Come on.
Good distance on that kick, and Italy get inside the Ireland half. Here's where that penalty came.
Just keep them there, please, Shanda. Zinni responding to your bunker review.
The yellow card will remain a yellow card, not a high degree of danger.
Okay, yellow card will remain a yellow card, not a high degree of danger. Okay, let's go.
Well, just to clarify, that was not Dan O'Brien who was yellow carded. It was one of the Italian players. It was the second row, who will be back on as soon as her time in the bin finishes.
Nice strong maul here by Italy. Ireland doing really well at disrupting it, forcing it, making it messy.
Italy trying to go through the hands, trying to get through the gap. There was Rigoni. This is decent stuff from Italy. They're strike runners. Dinka goes to the wing. Is it hung on to there by the winger Muzzo? It was, but Ireland got across. They'll go again. Turani. Good work from Stefan to get it moving quickly, trying to bash her way through was Maris. It's knocked on, and it's an Ireland scrum.
Unfortunate error there by Italy, but really highlighted their threat. Dinka's back in her preferred position of wing today, really getting an opportunity to get on the ball more. Really good air ability there by Muzzo.
Muzzo winning her 51st cap today. She's experienced and
okay?
showed dexterity there to keep the ball in play.
Patience and wait for my call. I'll start here and then I'll move. Crouch!
Federighi will be coming back on. I'm sure that news came as a bit of a relief.
Steady.
Riley feeds.
Use it.
Ireland looking to run from deep. Italy throwing up the roadblocks. Riley, O'Brien.
Oh, winger.
Dinka chasing back after this one. It sits up nicely for her. She's one of the best in the world on the wing, isn't she?
Backwards.
And Ireland claimed the loose one. Here's Riley. Nadine Riley. Wafer. Riley. Jugang. O'Brien. This is good play. The centres again combining and slipping through is Eve Higgins. What a surge this is. Eve Higgins still going. Higgins to the wing. Can they get another one? It's Anna McGann. Anna McGann, Ireland's second try, and she'll make it that bit easier for Dan O'Brien. Great team try. Great finish by Anna McGann.
Excellent execution there. Great gap spotted by Higgins. And seeing McGann on the wing. Great support line by McGann to finish that.
Fantastic work by Anna McGann.
Someone can run on now. Can you, 4-5s, can you bring some tape on? Tape?
But what a break by Eve Higgins.
Yes, please. My earpiece keeps coming out.
Kept her head. Wonderful pass. She made it look easy. Looped the run around, got into space.
Thank you.
Really good execution by Ireland. Really making use of that extra player they have. So great to get so many points on the board.
And it's 2 from 2 for Dan O'Brien. I'm sure she will thank her winger for making her job that bit easier. Not that she couldn't put it over from the corners when she's in the form for it, as we saw from the first kick. And the fans who have travelled to Parma are delighted with what they've seen so far.
I need someone else to come and help me do this next time because it's not staying in. Thank you.
Well, Anna McGann, who recently set up her own jewellery brand, dazzling, shining bright. She's a diamond. I wish people could see the looks that you give me when I do my dad jokes. Put a lot of work into those lines, you know.
I think they can imagine, all right.
Forwards, hold, wait!
Dan O'Brien puts the pressure on Italy again. Collected well by Granzotto. Italy had the bonus point try conceded by the half-hour mark last week. Granted, that's against England. They would have expected a tough day there. And they are up against a much improved Ireland today from the team that they met last year at the RDS. And even so, Ireland would feel that maybe they should have done better that day. And they do well there, they get the penalty.
First arriving, holding.
Italy are doing some really good stuff in attack. There's some really good hands. They're just giving that extra pass that's not needed. Just taking into contact when they have possession, when they have so many support. Good turnover over there by Wafer, over the ball again.
Ireland have won just one of their last 11 away in this tournament.
How long?
Could today be the day that they win again away from home?
Coming now.
Italy are back to their full complement of players.
Coming back in, Federighi, and Italy have the ball. Stefano's trying to put a bit of pace on it anytime it's at the back or at the breakdown. Stefan, who plays for Sale Sharks, of course. Here she is again. Stefan. Ireland putting the pressure on her.
No hands, lost it now.
The laws are such now that scrum halves do have a bit more time. They can compose themselves a bit more. Italy going through the hands here, and it's Aoife Wafer who puts in a tackle, and coming in to help her out is Emilie Costigan.
And use it, nine! Use it. Stay.
Stefan,
Fingers on.
who's bearing in on 100 caps for her country. Comes off the hands of Campbell, and it is a knock-on.
Yeah. Time's off, guys. Time's off. I just need to fix my earpiece. It's not staying on.
I was chewed, but I think it was Campbell's hands that it came off. Referee having trouble with the sound. It can happen.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah, just some area just in the air there, knocked on. Some good pressure. Nice hang time there by Stefan. Really good box kick, giving the Italian wingers time to rush up. If you've likes of Dinka, you want to get her under that ball, put pressure on. So I think that might be a tactic we'll see going forward. Just with a bit more pressure on the Irish aerial game. Try here again. Really good work here by Dalton.
So
takes on
do we have any,
two Italian defenders there. Really good body position, low over the ball, making sure no one gets under her. And then McGann here again, really good finish, but didn't have the foresight to get under the post, make it every point count.
What we didn't see there was the break from Eve Higgins that made that try for her.
I think Ireland will be very happy with their performance so far, so very positive, taking their chances. Execution has been better so far, so hopefully that keeps going.
And there's the Ireland head coach, Scott Beeman.
Yeah, I try. It just comes up. We'll see
warm enough weather
go.
for that
Otherwise,
kind of replenishment, isn't it?
I say it is, sun's out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Italy will be frustrated with some of their errors, letting Ireland into the game. The head coach was saying that they want to start from the start the way they want to play, the way they finished against England, and we just haven't seen that yet. But again, Ireland haven't let them play either, so it's on both sides.
Time back on. Right, 30 seconds. Last scrum over there. That's the standard. Really good. Mark on the 5.
Italy with the put into the scrum. Stefan. I wonder what their coach Fabio Rosselli is thinking right now. The first home game of the competition, they've already conceded 2 tries. He previously coached Zebre, and also played at the 1999 World Cup. Experienced rugby brain. Italy trying to use their experience now. That's a really good break, and it's Dinka. Can she get away? She's got a runner on the shoulder. Gets it off to her. That's Granzotto. Granzotto ran into Amy Lee Costigan, who held her up but didn't stop her. Stefan, with a little help arriving, goes deep, trying to crush her way through his Turani, but Ireland drive them back. Stefan works the narrow side, where Italy have numbers. Again, Amy Lee Costigan is there to make the tackle, and got a bit of help as well. Tunesi. Stefan carrying now is Scorbini. Stefan back to the second row. Federighi, who will...
Excellent rip here.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that was Niamh Jones, wasn't it? But it goes back to Italy. Will it bounce kindly here for Sillery?
Advantage there. First knock on.
Great pressure on both sides. Excellent initial rip by Niamh Jones. Got under. Federighi got a good rip, hand under, ripped and went. Just a forced end of pressure from Rigoni.
This way. Yeah, sorry, Mark's now here, ladies. So here. Keep working hard, stability.
Rigoni there forcing that rip in the tackle.
Yep. Stefan with the put in for Italy, who still have lots of time. A game that looks like it might have lots of tries. Stefan with the break. On her shoulder was Stefanen. She goes herself. It's Dinka, is it? It's a try for Italy. It's Stefan.
Good try. Nice execution off that. Got caught there. Outside of that scrum defensively. Got in too easily. But again, we've a player with the calibre of Stefan. She will find those gaps.
A wonderful finish. Snuck through the gap. Exposed the hole in the Irish defence. And gets her team back into this one. Just a little dummy.
Just timing there between Wafer and Riley. Just left that gap, and between McMahon, just too much to do. Very good execution there by Stefan.
Seconds, kicker. Yep. Yeah.
Sillery.
Yeah, I thought they both came out.
And is that...
time.
No.
So I'll come your side.
It looked like it was going to go between the posts, but just at that last second, hit the woodwork.
Italy were happy with that response. You would get some points on the board, put some phases together. Also, what a boost does it have? I know hit the post there, but have a kicker of Sillery's quality back in the team as well. Great seeing her back from injury. Massive addition to the Italian squad.
She just pinned the ears back, Stefan. Kind of looped her run just that little bit. Had Dinka with her as well. Federighi. Italy full of confidence now. That was a good tackle by Erin King. Italy recycle. And break. And this is a really good break, and pumping the legs and driving on is Duca. Duca up to the 22. Stefan wants to get her hands on the ball. Have Ireland turned it over?
Let go of the blue, no hands, no.
Stefan.
Counter-ruck is good, and then another counter-ruck is legal. Play on.
Turani carried. Stefan. Italy going through the hands. They have numbers out wide. Sillery into the hands of Rigoni. And the move breaks down, and it's a slice of luck, I think, for Ireland.
Really good line break there. They spotted that the pillar wasn't set around the breakdown, so around that ruck, and just saw that gap and went. Really good support by Duca as well, and pumped the legs and making sure the initial turnover by Flood was good, and then Italy got a turnover after. Some really good defensive pressure by both sides.
It was stressful, but entertaining. Is that a good description of the game so far?
Absolutely, both teams are just going for it. It's great to see.
Jones,
Stay.
who said that her parents took her out of school when she was age 9 and they brought her down to an international women's game in Dublin. She said it kind of formed her when she saw that women could play rugby.
Hold in front,
She
ladies.
wanted to
Take
do
him
it too.
back.
Italy will counter-attack, and they have the weapons to do it, and that is Muzzo. Stefan.
Stop, go on,
They
one.
go with the boot when they did have numbers on the wing. Flood.
Hold.
Riley.
Excellent footwork right out there.
No hands.
Nevo Dowd, otherwise known as Noddy. Riley.
Yeah.
Riley. O'Brien might clear here.
Hold in front,
It's actually
forward,
Flood, I
stop,
think.
3. Okay.
Italy have a player down, so play will have to
Time
stop.
is off. Yeah, this is a neck injury. We'll restart with a blue scrum right there, but we're going to check this, please. Just safety. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll manage her. I thought she was okay, but I'm aware. Thanks.
Boots are there on the tackle. Looked like we have a whiplash effect. Strong impact, double hit.
Ginny, you got anything on this player?
The main thing is player safety. Let's hope she's okay.
Okay, so no foul play. Thanks.
No foul play.
Just keep that mark.
There's the
Make sure
Italian
everywhere
coaching
the scrum
team.
will be. Thanks, mate.
As mentioned already, Fabio Rosselli, former Italian international.
Okay,
Italy completed
subs or playing
202
on?
tackles against
Yeah,
England.
okay,
That was the most by
okay.
any team in round 1 of this year's championship. They had to make
Okay.
them. England, I think, owned the ball in that game for the most part.
Yep.
Muzzo looks okay, that's the main thing.
Over here, we're going to have the scrum.
And this stoppage
Scrum.
provided a chance for both teams to draw breath and maybe just have a chat, a conversation about what way the game is going. What do you think is being said out there?
Mark is set, let's go.
I think
30
for
seconds.
Italy's kind of keep going through the phases, keep the ball in the hand and just back themselves an opportunity
break
and
off
suppose
early.
take it into contact when
Safe
they need
bounce.
to.
In
And so
scrum.
for Ireland defensively keeping that pressure because they are
You as
putting a lot
well.
of breakdown
Stay
pressure
down
on
in
the
scrum till it's
Italian
over.
attack.
Thanks. Both of you.
And getting some good
Bounce.
change out of it.
Oh, she said she's playing. She said she's playing. Time off. She said she's okay, so is she going to play or not? It's your turn, team. We're going to play on. Let's go, Mark set. Time on.
Seems a bit of confusion here. They don't know is Muzzo staying on or is she going off?
Well, the player herself wants to stay on, but very often it is, she does not look like someone who should be on, to be honest.
Crouch.
Should clarify at this stage, I have no medical qualification.
Set. Hold. Steady. Keep it
But
on.
as I was about to say, it very often is not the player's decision, and that's
No.
only right and proper.
As a player, you'll always want to stay on.
Rigoni held up,
Play on to her feet.
but still gained ground, and now making the break is Giordano. Italy trying to move it quickly and with intensity to Inese.
No hands. Green. Well done.
Stefan. It has been all Italy since Ireland's second try. Stefan trying to stab it through his Rigoni. It rebounds and Ireland have it back, and trying to escape was Dalton.
Pardon. Advantage.
Tackle off the ball
Tackle
there on
out the
Higgins.
ball.
Jugang, Wafer.
Yep, advantage 9.
Riley. Options there for Ireland. They break again. Italy had committed to the left, so there was a big opening on Ireland's left. Amy Lee Costigan wants it and gets it again. Amy Lee Costigan, she's away. Is she going to get in? She is. Third try for Ireland. The space was there and they exploited it. Ireland with their third try. Amy Lee Costigan with the first of the game for her. And 3 of Ireland's backline already on the score sheet try-wise.
Excellent work there by Ireland. They took the penalty advantages, played on, saw
She's off the field, so.
saw the overlap on the left-hand side there, and nice execution. Went wide, and you'll always back Amy Lee in those areas.
Flood with good work. Higgins again with great work. Higgins with the break, had Flood on that right side and Amy Lee Costigan on the left. Great footwork, wasn't it?
Excellent forward. Dinka just sat down to try and tackle him. Footwork just sat her down, and really good finish by Costigan.
O'Brien looking to make it 3 from 3. Which she does. Ireland with 3 tries and a 16-point lead, and you wouldn't say that they've been the best team throughout the entirety of the game. They've taken their chances well. They've gone on breaks. They've exploited gaps in the Italian defence, and when they've had the chances, they've taken them.
Absolutely. The big difference here is they've absorbed our Italian pressure and they've nullified it a lot. And then when their opportunities came in attack, they executed really well. Things that we saw were missing last week. It's great to see them rectified today.
That's true. They do deserve an awful lot of credit for their defence, don't they? I know Stefan's try you could argue was soft, but outside of that, they've
put a lot of pressure on. They're attacking every breakdown. They're putting pressure on, forcing the Italians to put in numbers, and they're trying to force those turnovers. And at times when they do, they get that overlap like we saw there.
Now it's about staying calm and not conceding and not giving Italy a chance. And O'Brien puts boot to ball. Capomaggi is in for Muzzo. I think the reasons for that is obvious. Muzzo was injured a couple of moments ago. We saw that she didn't look particularly healthy or fit and flying, and she has been replaced. Whether or not that's permanent or temporary, we don't know yet. Move breaks down. Aoife Wafer pickpockets Italy. Riley. Ireland, remember, looking for a 4th try and a bonus point. Riley. Dalton was there again. Amy Lee Costigan was Flood outside. Riley. Jugang receives support.
Really good leg drive there by Jugang.
Riley. O'Brien, good flat pass. Riley. Wafer. Got a couple of tries last week. Good hands by O'Brien. Was that forward? He might come back to it. We're playing on for the moment.
Not play for me.
Riley. Jewett and Campbell getting involved the second rows, and now it's McGann who's already got 1 try. And this is really, really good driving by Ireland.
Tackler in the way. Ball's available.
Riley carrying his O'Dowd with support. Riley, good hands shown by Jewett. Riley, Ireland getting closer. Metre by metre, now driving on is Erin King.
Tackle now, release. 5, release away.
Riley, O'Dowd. Jewett with support from Jugang.
Both low. No.
Riley wants the ball. Riley, O'Brien. O'Brien went to Higgins.
The strip is
and
good,
Ireland get the scrum.
Forward. Knock on.
It's really good double hits there by Italy, forcing Ireland back in those attacks. So really good defence there, to be happy with that. Just forcing that knock on in the defence, in the tackle.
Time is off, please.
So really good latches there in the Irish attack, latching onto the ball carrier, getting those extra few metres, but also really clever in that you're there for that quick clear out for the support, to allow that quick ball. And you have the likes of Avian Riley, who's a really quick distributor, and to allow that go-forward ball to keep up pressure, and just Irish, kind of the green wave that they're looking for, keep that attacking wall going.
Okay, all okay? You guys all right? That's all right.
That's such an important stat, isn't it? And Ireland have benefited from cutting down the errors. That was the problem last week against France. Maybe for a couple of reasons. 1, it has been so long since they played together, and 2, France are just so good.
Exactly. They were just putting so much pressure on the Irish Ireland last week and forcing them into those handling errors and those unforced errors, as we saw. That's a big difference to the only 2 so far. Hopefully that number stays nice and low.
Okay.
Well, it's been an attritional game for the Italians. They've already had to make 1 replacement.
Okay.
Dinka, nominee for Player of the Tournament last year.
Okay, thank you. Okay, water off, please. Scrum. Green ball.
Nice attacking
Time
platform
on,
here from
30
Ireland.
seconds now.
Really good scrum position, nice area to attack.
Some good scrums, ladies. Let's keep the height. Wait for my call.
You'd imagine they might try exploit the blind here.
Crouch! Bind! Stand up, stand up. Some instability. Just hold your weight and make sure we take the hit, okay? Make sure we've got enough space on the setup, please. So let's set left. Crouch! Bind! Set, hold, keep it up. Height.
Riley feeds.
And use it,
Will Ireland
Green.
break or will they push?
Use it 8.
Wafer will use it. The referee's in the way. She was an extra defender for the Italians there.
Stay down.
Riley.
Tackle!
Riley takes it again. Goes short to Jugang. Ireland knocking at the door. Wafer, who seemed to come out of nowhere there. Riley using the narrow side into the hands of O'Brien. Flood, can she find a way through? No, but she has put in McGann for her second try, and Ireland sealed the bonus point. At the very least, they'll leave Italy with 1, but you'd expect all 5 at this stage, given how good they've been in the first half. 4 tries already, Italy 5, Ireland 26, and hopefully 2 more points to come.
Really positive start there from Ireland, excellent execution again. Nice cut carrying to the gain line, just shipping the ball wide. Good
Yeah,
options
no,
here.
that was my fault.
Nice
I'll
fix
pick
there
a
by
better line.
Flood. Long just McGann did extra bit of space.
Okay. Do you want me to stay closer to the scrum? I'll just stand in. Thank you for letting me know. Cheers.
See that line there by Dalton? She sat down 2 Italian defenders to give Flood that chance
20 seconds,
to stick
Tika.
to fix the last defender. So really good work off the ball.
O'Brien, who has already kicked one from a similar position today. In basketball, they call it hot hands. She can't miss. It's something that Lindsay Peat back in studio will be more than familiar with, given her exploits in the Super League in the past.
Absolutely. No, so look, very fair play to Dana. Excellent execution there. Really good kicking. Massive confidence booster from her from last week. So fair play.
23 points the gap and a knock on, and Italy have advantage. It's a loose play by Italy, but they're happy to keep it in play. Turani carrying, but not gaining any ground. What can they do with it? Capomaggi. It all looks a bit ragged from Italy. Now they have the penalty. And they break quickly, and here's Granzotto. Offloaded to Tunesi. Into the hands of Turani. Now it's Rigoni.
Leave it now on the ground.
Stefan. Is there space there? Well, they're not going to exploit it with passes like that. Capomaggi did well to hang on to it now. Italy on the wing, and again a fumble.
I don't have anything live.
Some unforced errors are really hampering Italy's attack here. They have some really good options there at times, but just the unforced errors are
Green here.
limiting, I suppose, the impact they have.
Got time off, a player down. She needs contact.
Anna McGann
Time is off.
receiving some treatment. Two tries already for the Athlone woman.
I don't know if this is doing anything, to be honest, but we'll see. Probably just come off again, but that's fine. Thanks.
And Muzzo's look to come back in. So all the checks have been done. It's confirmed she's okay, and she'll replace Capomaggi.
That's right, she's doing a contact as well. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So for the second time in the tournament this year. Italy have conceded 4 tries in the first half. They've already given away the bonus point, and that was a fantastic finish from McGann. And the celebration to match.
But just wait. Make sure she's on the mark.
You can see that some of the Irish players, they have blue ribbon in their hair. And that's kind of just a memory of Kate Farmer McCabe's father, who passed away this time last year. And I remembered.
Time on. Time your run. Time. I would say.
An Ireland line out. Here's Jones.
Wait. Now. Yes.
Okay to play on. Here's Aoife Wafer. Wafer knocking them over like bowling pins. Riley.
Wait in front, forwards, wait.
Kieran's kick comes from O'Brien.
50-22 is on.
And the bounce evades the fullback Ranzotto, who just about keeps it in play.
Inside.
And Italy's only option was to kick it clear, but not that clear. Not exactly expert coaching vocabulary that I'm about to use here, but Italy look rattled.
They do look rattled. That's a good way of putting it. Just a lot of pressure. They're not able to absorb the Irish pressure.
Ireland look to recycle. Riley. O'Dowd carried well. Plenty of options there, including Flood, but it's skipped over towards Amy Lee Costigan. Just a little bit too much on it. You could see what they were thinking of. You could see what they were trying to do.
No, you're well in front. Let's go here. So you got an option. Do you want scrum or line out? Scrum.
Good option. Look, you could see the vision. It's just obviously just a difficult pass. The space was there, and you'd always back Costigan in that amount of space, but a lot for her to do to get that.
14, come on. Make sure 23.
Erin King just mad to carry always, isn't she?
So back on there, that's a nice boost for Italy.
Crouch. Bind. Set, steady. Hold the white.
Stefan. Rigoni, soft hands, nice offload, and that was good stuff from Dinka. Dinka still going. Dinka pops it up, and then Italy cough it up again. Amy Lee Costigan. A dipping kick, which Ireland will chase. Sillery into the hands of Stevenin. Tackled well by Dalton.
No hands.
Stefan. She just can't escape Duca. Stefan.
Taken back in the
Rigoni.
50. Wait. Wingers on.
Taken confidently on the wing and sent down the left by O'Brien. Rigoni. Brought into heavy Irish traffic, and I think that was Tutu made the tackle. It was.
Inside.
And that's poor from Italy, and they've coughed up possession and territory again.
Just unfortunate there. You could see she saw the backfield was open, just cooked it too much out in full. Like, Italy there in those phases, they were getting some soft shoulders, they're getting ball in hand, and it's just, they're offloading. You want to kind of keep on top offload to force the Irish defence into retreat, but just putting themselves under a lot of pressure as well.
It is a very different Ireland to the one that Italy met in the last couple of games, and even when it doesn't quite work, it does kind of work. Dugang collecting the scraps there, did well.
Away now, 5.
Riley, O'Brien, Wafer.
Strong double hit there.
Yeah, very good, but Wafer keeps her head.
Tackle is still in the
Amy
way.
Lee Costigan, Erin King. Riley.
Let him through.
O'Brien.
Forwards. Wait here. Now.
It seems to very much be the plan at the moment. Keep kicking the ball. Sillery. Stefan.
Let's go, 9. 10, use it, 9. Stay. Hold.
Stefan has a little look up, goes with the box kick. Flood is waiting for this to fall into her orbit and takes it really well. O'Brien, Wafer.
No hands, tackler.
O'Brien,
Advantage.
King,
Offside, blue, 12. No.
O'Brien.
Second advantage.
Advantage there for Ireland if they want it, helped down by Dalton. And we will come back for that advantage.
One here. Where is she? Adele.
You were saying there with the Ireland kicking game, it obviously is a tactic they have this year, kicking in, but I think a big difference to last week is you have a lot of pressure from the Irish green wall. There's the players coming up, putting pressure on, whereas last week they didn't put enough pressure on France, which allowed Bez to pinpoint where she wanted to kick. Whereas today you have more support and more pressure being put on the Italian receivers.
Rigoni cutting a very frustrated figure at the moment.
It's like any of us would. She's feigning
Let's get in,
innocence.
please. Who's in and who's out? Okay, thanks.
Jones. It's good from Ireland. Wafer juggled but kept by McMahon. Riley, King floats it to Jones. Really good hands by King and a really good take by Jones. Here's Riley. Comes off Dugang, it's back on the Italian side. Advantage there for Italy if they want it. Stefan, Rigoni, Sillery. Sillery kicks and it comes to Amy Lee Costigan. We will come back for that advantage.
Back for the knock-on.
Dalton there to make the block down.
Right, let's go, 30 seconds, bind up. Just, let's get each other's binds, allow each other to get the bind. No fighting, okay? We're okay. Let her go under first and then you're over. Yeah, you're under. Crouch! Bind! Stand steady!
Stefan has a look around, assesses the options. And she's picked a good one. This is a really good break by Stefan. Aoife Wafer is tracking back, as is Flood, and it bounces favourably for Flood. But Dinka followed her all the way. Riley. Safe hands from Ireland. Riley back into the in-goal area, or well, almost, and O'Brien clears. But Italy will come back. Muzzo, we know she can move. Good running by Muzzo, great feet again. Gets inside that 22. Stefan. Hung up in the air by Stefanen. And Flood.
Option.
And McCann were there, but it goes over the dead ball line.
What do you want? Scrum on 22. Where is she? What do you want? Adele? Scrum, where she kicked it, or 22? Okay. You got that, Mark?
Stefan's bread and butter is picking those holes off scrum. Yep. Great pace and great vision to kick it. Really good support by Dinka. I think they were maybe disappointed in something, in them points, because they had the pressure they had. The ball, I know it sounds like a broken record, but you know, to keep that ball in hand at times is just a right option. They didn't have a penalty advantage.
Okay, yeah. Crouch!
And it's nice for Ireland to know that even if the ball had held up in the in-goal area, McCann and Flood would have got there.
Just really go back to the cover.
Keep it up!
Wafer. O'Brien.
That's taken back. 13.
Emily Costigan is chasing after this one, but it's out on the full. A rare error from Dana O'Brien and a chance for Italy, which Dinka wants to take very quickly.
She was inside, yep. Ladies on you, thanks. 5.
Bikini. Oh, that's a good take, a clever line out. Now trying to break us, Tunezi. Stefan, we know she can break. Is that the option she'll go with this time? No. Ireland had it covered. They know what's coming from Stefan. Good hands, and it's Tirani, who plays her rugby with Harlequins, was with Exeter. Stefan. Ireland making their tackles, but Italy recycling. Trying to carry through is Duca.
No hands. Stay up, Latches.
Now another forward has a go. It's the same results. Ireland repel them for the moment. Stefan. They keep it tight, and it's Duca. Stefan. Puts a bit of air on that for Rigoni. 3 surround her.
Away.
Stefan. Duca takes and goes, but King was waiting.
First driving. Play it. You've got it. No, you've let it now. Let it go.
Rolls out kindly, finds its way to Tirani.
Away, Green, no hands. No hands, no. 2, leave it alone. Well done.
Stefan with Federighi waiting. But so were Ireland, and they were defensively set. Scorbini. Stefan. It's getting a little bit loose. Tunezi. Taken well. Can she finish?
Away, Green.
Just short.
Advantage.
Dugang closes the gap that was there. Stefan, it's intercepted by Amy Lee Costigan, but it's an Italian penalty.
Play on the ground. 2's gone for the ball. Not rolling.
Well, Duca and Scorbini, who were wearing numbers 5 and 6, having a couple of goals there. Then they went to the air, and Amy Lee Costigan intercepted, but the penalty was coming, advantage was coming. They took the risk, tried to get Dinka in, didn't quite work out, but they can go again.
Exactly, thought there were some really good gain line carries there. On the flip side, the Irish defence was really solid and kept Italy going lateral and going backwards at times. It was just a very good carry there by Tunesi, and that got some really good go forward. You can see here she got under good handoff, good fend. Really strong leg drive and latch, just putting in some really good gain line meters.
Well, you mentioned Erin King on the Irish side in their back row. She loves to carry, as does Wafer, as does McMahon. But Scorbini is addicted to carrying, and she's powerful.
Yeah, so this clock's correct, isn't it? We've got 39:11 on there. Thanks.
Well, good to see I'm not the only one who struggles with contact lenses.
You okay? In, okay. Okay, water off now, guys, thanks. Water off, please. Yeah, girls on you there.
Well, Ireland obviously will want to stop Italy scoring here, because if they do, it will make the home team think they have a chance in the second half. Bikini, it's a good line out. Trying to carry in is Giordano. They're just short.
And use it!
Duca, does she want to take and break? No, but she is supporting the player who does have the ball in hand.
Hands and feet! Use it, Blue!
Can they find a way through?
Hands and feet back, Green.
They're searching.
No, eight, leave it alone.
A take and go again, but again they're held up. Here's Stefan. Scorbini backs into space. The carrier surrounded. Stefan, options either side. She's wrapped up brilliantly there by O'Dowd. Giordano. Stefan. Scorbini wants it and gets it. And Scorbini gains ground. It goes loose and it's picked up. Ireland make the tackle to Erin King. It's still on the Italian side. Ireland holding him up.
In there.
Italy still trying. Here's Maris. Maris again over, but has she got it down?
Held up.
It's held up.
Half-time. Half-time.
Really fine defending from Ireland.
Excellent defensive set there by Ireland, withstanding that last 5 minutes of Italian pressure. Really good positioning here. O'Dowd again getting under than Dalton.
Well, that's a huge boost for Ireland. 4 tries, the bonus point secured, and although they conceded once in the first half, they didn't concede again, despite the fact that they were under siege for the last couple of minutes. Italy got over the line, but they couldn't get the ball down, get bodies in the way, stop them scoring. That's all that matters. Italy 5, Ireland 28.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that first half of rugby. No shortage of talking points for my 2 studio guests this afternoon, former Ireland internationals Lindsay Peat and Eliza Downey. Lindsay, we talked before the game about the importance of a strong start. Couldn't have gone much better for Ireland in the opening minutes.
No, just smothered Italy in the first couple of minutes. To have 4 tries at half-time was excellent, and I think with our first 2 tries within the first 10 minutes. So really, really impressed with Dana O'Brien. She got a really good kick early, and you can see her confidence, chest out, running back. We asked for tight carries, we got them. Their handling's better, they're more direct. We have short line runners at the front, we've options out the back, and we're like 2 Elvins at the bingo here, you know, going back and forth. You know, what could they do? What are they doing really well? So really, really positive start, and what a way to finish that game with the defence on the line and holding Italy up. Look, Italy have to be respected. They came at us. They're really, really expansive when they get ball in hand. You can see the experience of that back line. Really tight. They draw the defenders. There's always someone on the shoulder, so they're dangerous. But Ireland have done really well, and I hope to see probably an impact from the bench and really building on some of the good stuff we've seen in the first half.
Eliza, Lindsay's picked out a lot of those things we talked about after the France game that they've clearly worked on, and that has come to fruition. There's lots of positives here.
There's so much to take from that. We're 2 happy girls here because actually we talked about those first 5 minutes, that first 10 minutes, and they go 2 tries up. O'Brien gets the chance to kick a goal, confidence builder, all from the backs, not just saying. Lovely to get that ball out wide, and they're being expansive, and it's confidence and knowing that they can do those things. And just right at the end there, like Lindsay said, to take that away, because the Italians, I just thought there's 5 minutes left here, I wouldn't be surprised for another Italian try, but they're able to do that. The communication, I think, has upped when the Italians put that pressure on, and they've learnt from that. They know what to expect from this Italian group. They are focused, they are strong, the physicality, but they've had unforced errors, and that's went against them.
Absolutely. We're going to take a closer look, Lindsay, at that first try now. Aoife Dalton, she scored it, and she was instrumental in the build-up also.
Hugely. Actually, she started off the game really well. Chop tackle, we got a turnover, kick to touch, and it was from that line out. And look, she had a lot to do again. I thought, oh my God, is it a continuum of last week with the handling errors? But she had lots to do. No one panicked. Picked up the ball, and again it's the direct running, Nicola. It's the intent of these players. They want to right the wrongs from last week, and she had no right to score that try, but she's actually a tricky customer. She's such a low centre of gravity, and we were kind of saying she mirrors that famous Lynn Cantwell-esque player that we've seen so famously before in an Irish jersey.
Absolutely. Okay, let's take a look now at the second try, Anna McGann. It was a great team try. It was very, very together, Eliza.
Yeah, you're right, it was a team try. We see that they're wanting to be more expansive here. As Lindsay said, the intent in running forward, it opened up for Eve Higgins. She backed herself. McGann, what an athlete. Look at that stride in, and she just has the IQ and the smarts to get in under those posts, and confidence builder for her. We didn't get a chance to really see what she could do last week, but Higgins really has been assisting in both of those tries, and I think her belief in herself, they're all happy for McGann because they know what she can do, and I think she has been on a journey, and I can't wait to see more from her.
Absolutely. We'll come back to that confidence point that you mentioned slightly later on, but Italy's try, Lindsay, fair to say there was a wee bit of panic with these 2 ladies at the bingo here.
Yeah, the 2 elements were given out. It wasn't that, it was a strange one. It should be your, well, in this case, your blind side, either your flankers getting off quickly, but we seemed to be slow, which meant that Italy were numbers up. And again, the scrum half just dummy, 2 balls in hand. I can't reiterate, I'm sure Eli's doing the same, how just basic that skill is to keep the ball in 2 hands, and the defender is the backpedaling, don't know what you have to do, and it's a quick little dummy. And then again, it's a poor try probably against the run of play for Ireland, but maybe just a kick up the backside to just refocus them. And it's now about game management here. They managed it really well in the first half, but it'll be key now, because I'd say the Italians will start this game really with high tempo. They'll want to get a try early, so it's now about pressure on how these young players manage this game and continue to do the really good things that they've been doing in the first half.
Back to that confidence point, Eliza, Amy Lee Costigan, a confidence player. She got Ireland's 3rd try. Big one for her.
Well, absolutely delighted. We didn't get to see her last week at all. She's a world-class player. The pace and actually how she links up, and you can see again we've got Higgins who's taken that ball, running with intent, looking each side of her. She's got support there, giving it off, and that is the girl that you want to give it to. Okay, pace. I was scared of a tap tackle there, then I was like, keep running, keep the burners on, but brilliant for her confidence and her role as co-captain on that team.
Can I come in on a point, because I need to give credit to something we didn't see last week, and we said this before we came on air. Edel McMahon ran 2 short lines to hold the Italian defence, and on both occasions there for both those tries, the McGann try and the Costigan try, held the Italian defence and opened up that gap for Eve Higgins. The key then, Eve Higgins ran straight. We weren't eating up space like we were last week. Ball in 2 hands, drew the Italian defender, and then she had a choice. So we weren't eating Amy Lee's Costigan space last week, which we did last week, we didn't this week. She's 100 tries on the 7th circuit, but we need to give her space. And I think the difference is this week is that backline are working together, and the link between the forwards and the back, creating that space and those opportunities for one another. So it's making it easier to score those tries, whereas we didn't do last week. We made hard work of it, and then obviously the unforced errors, but a very, very different team this week, and it's lovely to see.
And is that playing with a bit more freedom?
Absolutely. As I said, it's the most basic line that Edel McMahon has run, but it's the one line that won't get credit for all that she opened up for Eve Higgins. And I've played with Eve Higgins. She's one of the most highest rugby IQs I've ever played with, one of the nicest players you'd play with, and it's so great to see, because when Eve Higgins is on the ball, as Aoife Dalton, magic things happen for this team.
Okay, we'll take a look now at Ireland's 4th try, Eliza. This was Anna McGann for her 2nd try, a bonus point try. What did you make of this one?
Again, Aoife Wafer, who we haven't maybe mentioned too much today. But
unusual.
Yeah, unusual, but she's doing the hard work there. Again, it was quite tight. You can see Riley gets the ball out, they hit it up hard and tight, trying to pull them in. There's that girl Wafer again. They're trying to suck the Italians in, because they know they have the pace on the outside. And McGann held her run well. She knows she has that stride to come in. Simple finishing of the ball. That's what she's there for. And again, everyone outside her allowed her to do her job. Again, Flood did really well to hold that player and just give that little pass off, a little pop into the corner, and she timed it well to get it in over the whitewash.
Wait till we see another short line here. Aoife Dalton draws 2 Italian defenders. There's the gap in the back. Another defender comes, and the depth of Anna McGann coming off that ball is key to that try. But they're the subtle little changes I see this week. And again, as I said, they're so basic, but the defence has to be put under pressure to make a decision. So you could have a front door pass, which we saw last week for Dalton, or them being sucked in where this overlap gap with our 2 centres being the playmakers getting on the ball, it's just brilliant to see.
We're going to go back to the opening minutes once again. That Italy yellow card, the TMO within a couple of minutes of play. What impact do you think, Lindsay, that had on those opening minutes and on Ireland's approach?
Well, 50 seconds, you don't want one of your second rows goals. The impact to your physicality from the Italians, and especially your set piece. So it was the right decision. It definitely wasn't a red card, but it was the right decision. And I think when you lose a player so early, psychologically, we were in the ascendancy, and I think Ireland built confidence. Again, a huge difference to how they managed the game from last week. We actually didn't score any points in the 20-minute red card, which was disappointing. Whereas we again went for the jugular of the Italians during that 10-minute spell.
You have to be strategic about what you're going to do if you go a player up, and we both looked at each other and thought, right, what do you do now? A minute's gone, you're playing up against this Italian side. What game plan are you bringing? And then 2 tries, building the confidence. Yes, there's a little purple patch there in the middle from the Italians, and we've got glimpses of what they can do, and the second half is a new half, and it'll be interesting how Ireland come back into it. But honestly, to be halfway through, to be able to see the backs getting on the ball, the hard work that the forwards are doing, everything that's happening off the ball, the runs that they're making, holding players, defensive speed, everything that we wanted more of last week has happened. And Dan O'Brien...
And it's those learnings, Eliza, that you both talked about, the important thing.
They've put it into place. You know, that's what you want from a team, that they're constantly learning, they're reviewing, they're evaluating. And look, we look at that scoreline here now, but we know they're going in, they're going, what went really well for us, what do we keep doing, and actually what do we need to improve on, because that wasn't flawless. There's some things that the Italians will know that they'll want to pick off in the second half.
Absolutely. Now let's take a look at the rest of the weekend's results. Strong wins for both England and France. And we're going to take a look at some of the best bits from France's win over Scotland.
Scotland defence having to do the work round the corner here as Rose Bernardou, Montpellier, teammate of Rachel McLachlan, Teani, Feleau, Thompson in with the tackle. France go back the way they came. Arbez looking to get under the posts. France have their first try. Escudero just had to stutter and stop. Then Arbez, but it slipped on the floor, and Thompson was the one to get the first hack to it, and Emma Orr is giving chase, as is Marine Ménager. Ménager can't hold it, but Emma Orr can! Try for Scotland, and it sprung from nothing. Scotland's clearance. Oh, now do we have a drop goal being eyed up here by Baudon Sansus? Oh, it's sensational from the little French nine. How about that? It's at the back of this maul with Bigot as the French shear away, and Baudon Sansus looking to try and go herself. Keeps the ball alive, feeds Teani Feleau, who will get in and score! Abe, little hitch kick. Oh, offload off the right hand. Okamba into the corner. It is stunning from the French. The offloads are out in force, and the tricolores are waving once again. And Seraphine Okamba, the scorer, had the opportunity to get that away, but here comes Amedi. Still driving for the line. Ménager will be denied. Long pass this time. Bourgeois dives over. Fourth try, bonus point, wrapped up in La Rochelle.
Absolutely inevitable. There doesn't seem to be enough Scotland players on the pitch to defend when France are playing like this. They've got options everywhere.
The French will enjoy trying to drive them towards that touchline, but Scotland are still going forwards to try and drive, to try and get a second half try for Ellis Martin, and Scotland will do so to put the gentlest little sheen on the result with a second try of the match. Martin getting the score. Nelson. Oh, it's very nicely struck. Oh, denied by the right hand upright. And perhaps that a signal of Scotland's afternoon.
A strong win for the French there on home soil. Lindsay, a strong team. We saw that last week in Belfast. Are they a contender realistically alongside England, do you think?
They're up there, but to be honest, we probably saw more glimpses of French flair, the offloads. Pauline Bourdon Sansus was unbelievable, like the confidence for the drop kick, her attack on the short side to work for a try. So she is central. But I think they're a team that are probably looking to use this tournament to, I suppose, blood players and get ready for the World Cup, and they would have done that well the last time I played in 2017. So there's tactics to it, and I know Romain Ménager, the other number 8, is away with the 7. So it's kind of strange how they're picking their team, but I don't see them pipping England, to be honest, unless they really have used the next couple of games to I don't know, to really fine tune, but I don't see them matching England's physicality, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it seems like it could be 7 in a row for the English. Thank you for that. Now we'll hand back to our commentary team as the teams are coming back out the tunnel over to Ciara Griffin alongside Oisin Lyon.
And we're ready to go for the second half. Ireland already with the bonus point secured, but Ciara, not with the win secured, even though it is looking good.
No, exactly. There's still a lot to do in this half, and I'm sure Ireland won't want to let up the pressure. And like we saw last week with Italy against England, they came out a different side in the second half. I'm sure Ireland will be aware of that also, so they'll have to be just as clinical.
Dan O'Brien, who has landed all 4 conversion attempts, and they haven't all been easy. Here's Dinka. He was a real threat. Stefan, Italy's try scorer today. They came so close to a second at the end of the first half, but they were denied. No doubt that was a boost for Ireland going into the break. Stefan. It was an error-strewn Italy in the first half. If they can clean that up, they've got a chance, don't they?
Absolutely. They definitely show what they can do in glimpses. It's just so it's tightening up a few screws and taking their chances.
Del McMahon. Riley. O'Brien. Just a little bit too much on that one from O'Brien. It's out on the full.
No, quick. Set, please. Open. You're on this side. Backwards.
Stefan, it's loose, but she recycled it well for Stevena. Scorbini. So hard to stop, especially when she's got support from Giordano. Positive start to the second half for Italy and a positive move up to that 10-metre line inside the Ireland half. Tunisi plays a rugby in France with Montpellier. Vigoni left behind by Muzzo.
No blue, no hands. Leave it, green ball.
Ireland get the penalty.
I said no hands, clear turnover by Green, playing it on the ground. Back 10. I'm okay with it. I'll have a chat. Hands.
Solid strike by O'Brien.
Be careful when I give a penalty, don't kick the ball away.
Jones.
Time off, sorry ladies. Substitutions, 3. 3 subs.
Jones, now a multiple Premiership winner.
She was excellent for Gloucester Harper this year, massive work rate in all games, and it's great to see her getting that starting opportunity this year, and she really excelled over. I thought she was an immense player.
Speaking of players who play in England, here's Sada Say of Ealing Trailfinders, and a good line out by Ireland, and now it's them all. 4 tries for Ireland. The forwards yet to get in on the try-scoring act.
Advantage, 1 entry.
So they're too busy doing all the groundwork.
You couldn't let it go.
Release.
This is good from Ireland.
Yeah, penalty advantage 9, 1 entry.
And that's O'Dowd. Riley.
Yeah. On the
King is lifted, but the referee seems to think it's okay. Jones presenting. Wafer.
Still playing penalty advantage. No.
Riley. O'Brien. Recycle well. Got it to Higgins. Higgins placing Riley. Ruth Campbell. Riley. Wafer. Sweeps it. O'Brien. Jones fast hands. Presented by her teammate. And now it's O'Brien. Little chip in. Well, an attempt to chip in behind. I think advantage was coming anyway, so it was worth the try.
Yeah. 1 entry.
And it's a penalty to Ireland. And O'Brien picks her spot well.
Girls
Brian's home club, her original club Tullow, defending their Towns Cup title next week. They have a semi-final, part of a double header in Kildare Rugby Club. Well taken in the line out by Jute. And now the forwards show their muscle, show their power. Italy look like they're buckling. Ireland almost there, looking for try number 5. They're held out for the moment. Riley, Wafer's waiting. She's always waiting. Here she goes. Wafer, she's got there. Her 3rd try of the tournament. Italy disputed. Was it a double movement? We'll find out shortly.
It will get checked. For me, I'm happy with on field.
Good maul there from Ireland, really good leg drive. Got some really good change out of it. I said there might be a review here.
TMO check.
We're looking for a double movement.
So anyway, looking at obstruction in the line-out in the lead-up.
Well, she's taken up where she left off in round 1. She had the most carries, 17, the most metres in contact, 47, and won the joint most turnovers last week. Aoife Wafer, that is. And obviously scored those 2 tries. Is it now 3 for the tournament?
They're looking at obstruction here, they're looking for.
Confirm that's number 1. Yeah. So what I'm saying is number 1 has denied access to the jumper. Just come across in front, creating an obstruction. Do you guys agree? Okay, Zini back on me. I've got a decision. Okay. So what we have is number 1, green, clearly is in front of the jumper, creating obstruction. So overturn the try, no try.
No try. Aoife Wafer will have to wait for her 3rd try.
To blue. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Evo Dowd causing the obstruction.
Unfortunately, this deemed that she was obstructing access to the jumper. You know, it's minimal, it's millimeters. Often you do that wrap to protect the jumper from any hits into the ribs. It's all about timing.
You have to catch it in touch, across the plane. Yep. Set, open
Stacey
up
Flood,
please.
fair to say that
I'll bring them in.
fullback would not be her natural position and she's having to adapt to it, and from what we've seen today, that adaptation is certainly happening.
Yeah, definitely. I think her positioning is a lot better today. She's covering the ground faster and easier. So definitely getting more used to the position.
A multi-sport athlete, good at soccer, good at Gaelic games. Scorbini, I'm sure if she played Gaelic football, she'd be decent at that too. Rigoni left it behind. Tirani carries. Stefan gets involved. Italy going again. They've made a change there. Saï has come in. Well, that was confirmed a few moments ago. Here's Sillery.
Stay down. And use it, 9. Stay.
Stefan. Box kicks. The Italian chase follows. Flood.
Good contest.
Was there contact in the air there? I'm not sure. We might come back to it. The referee says it's good, actually, so we won't.
I think both players had their eyes on the ball.
They always have the option to go back to it on the TMO if they need to. Tunisi. Duca was carrying there. Stefan. Rigoni. Options out wide. Comes here to Muzzo. Breaking is Scorbini. Pops up and it's Erin King who secures it, and King gets it away. Carried well by Campbell.
Let it go. Ball's here. Hold. Let them through.
Riley. O'Brien. Penalty for Italy.
In front of the ball, and you denied her running through.
Referee penalising Irish blockers there for the kick.
You want to be in that position, you need to be behind your 9, okay? Yeah, we'll get them. Just over. What's your numbers? What's our numbers? Numbers? 6.
Ball goes loose. I think it's Ireland who have possession, they do. A lot of bodies in the way. O'Brien.
Under pressure. Close enough on. Always under pressure. Yeah, but you guys. Back player in the lineup.
Italy will be frustrated with that error there. It was a very clear attacking opportunity.
Scrums here.
Overthrowing the line out.
30 seconds. Good scrums in the first half. Really good scrums. Let's keep the standard, okay? Good scrums.
That's good here. Ireland could have 2 clearing options from this scrum. You've Stacey Flood, who's a good left boot, and you've Dan on the other side as well, so you've 2 options to clear.
Set! Hold! Yeah. We need more space on the setup. So yeah, everyone's head was too close. Can we have some more space? So, starts from you guys. Let's set left. Not too close. Space. Inside shoulders up and the height. Yep. Crouch. Bind. Set. Steady. Keep it up.
Riley to feed. Italy penalised. It's a penalty for Ireland.
Just on the 5.
And O'Brien will clear. And not just that, it is Ireland who will have the line out.
Numbers, ladies. 4. Put her on the mark. Come in and
They're
set.
enjoying their trip so far. Jones. Riley, Wafer.
Let them through.
Riley, O'Brien.
Hold.
Worked in the first half, why not try it in the second? A lot of space in the backfield there, that's knocked on. Frustration and disappointment for Muzzo and Italy.
Mark's here. That was good height this side. Keep it up. We need to have better height. Feet up. Okay. Sorry, ladies. Time off. We've got a late sub. Time. Sub. Yeah, 5 and 8. Okay. Time on. Mark said again.
Ireland making changes. Aoife Wafer denied that try by the TMO a couple of moments ago.
Wait for my call. Let's get the height up. Crouch.
And that is the thing, there is a strong bench there and more to come.
Exactly. You can quickly hope it here coming in at 8. Again, a utility back row can cover all 3 positions. So again, a nice weapon to have on the bench.
Angle. Loose head.
Ireland getting the penalty. Hogan's first act to win that penalty. Down woman making an instant impact.
I think Ireland are getting the dominance now in that scrum. They're getting that's their second penalty in a row at scrum time. So they'll probably use that to their advantage going forward.
Numbers. 6.
Eve Jones with another Ulster woman to hit in that line out. Ireland with the ball.
Let us down by your own 3.
Riley arrives. Hogan. Riley trying to carry through there was Dorothy Wall. Riley pops up for Jones. Jones so close. Ireland still with possession. Hogan with the offload. It's just about kept by O'Dowd, I think that was. And Ireland go again. Riley.
Offside.
Flicked on by O'Brien.
We have 13 and 11, just out here, Shanda. 13 and 11, offside.
Italy are really struggling now under the pressure that Ireland are putting on them.
Just started the second half, so not for me at the moment, but I've got it unaware. What are we doing, ladies? Kicking, sorry, I thought you were going to do it too.
Well, the maul has worked. They're going to go with it again.
Put blue on the line. Blue on the line. Italy, take the line. It's off. Thank you. 6, 6, 6. No, one out, one out, one out, one out. You got 7.
Jones
I compete.
finds her target. That was Wall. Ireland's bearing in on that try line.
Shot.
Wall driving. King, I think it is. Not quite sure who has possession of the ball, as in what player. It is definitely Ireland. Italy can't keep them out. It's try number 5 for Ireland.
I'm happy. Ball's been grounded.
Ju Gang with the try.
Excellent work there, really good drive off that maul. Good latch by Dorothy Wall on Erin King. Just get that extra metre or 2 out and a quick recycle of the ball.
No, I'm happy it'll get swept.
Ju Gang
I'll see
straight
the ball
over.
grounded, then a hand under.
Such an important part of the Ireland squad, Ireland team, Ju Gang. Nice to see her get her name on the score sheet. She deserves it. She showed power and grace and balance and composure. And that's good from O'Brien, who's in form off the tee today. And after some hard days away from home in recent years, it looks like Ireland are going to leave Parma with all 5. Hogan.
Hold blue.
Riley.
Take it back.
O'Brien.
Hold. Winger.
Stefan keeping an eye on it. And takes it.
Leave the legs. Leave the legs.
Scorbini has gone off, and as you've seen,
Out
the
wide,
open
out
side,
wide.
a
Ball's here.
significant carrier for
That's
Italy.
your player.
Granted, it hasn't yielded tries today. The one try they did get was from Stefan.
And use it.
One
Stay.
try they did get so far.
Hold.
And here is Stefan with the box kick.
Who competes?
Well
Backwards.
taken by O'Brien. She made the call there and McGann heard her. Riley. Campbell. Riley. Flood.
Hold in front, Reed. 6, 6, 6. Now.
Stefan fumbles and Flood followed.
And now at 19 out.
Riley. O'Dowd. You can see the oomph that Hogan and Wall have brought on already, can't you? O'Brien, as Ireland look to create some space, and Higgins.
Counter-up is fine.
I'm not sure oomph is a technical term in rugby, but you know what I meant.
Oh, they've right impact, you can see it.
Italy have turned it over, much to their credit. Duca carries. Dinka couldn't slither through, much as she tried. Stefan trying to crash through now is Giurani. Stefan. Rigoni. Stefan with Rigoni waiting deep.
That's it. Let's go.
Stefan. Sillery is stretching at the moment, so they're down a player. They might have to stop. Yeah, she's back on her feet now.
Ball's here.
Stefan. Duca.
Yep, well done.
Stefan. Stevenin goes loose. Hogan almost grabbed it. But it is an Ireland scrum for a knock-on, and you can see the high fives and what it means for them to get that decision, to force Italy into the mistake yet again.
Some really solid defensive pressure there from Ireland, as I said before, really good double hits. Some really good impact driving the Italians back. And as you said, I think Wall and Hogan have really brought an impact here. They're really upping the tempo, especially in that offensive line. They're forcing Ireland to kind of get that quick over the first 3 steps.
And Breen coming in. Originally from West Cork, a beautiful part of the world, Skibbereen. And Italy also making a change. Zanetti is in the game. Replacing the hooker as well.
Ireland made a change there as well. Scrum half, and Lane has come in for Avian Riley.
Lane, who started last week. Burioli winning her 15th cap for Italy, the replacement hooker.
Okay, a Timo check here for a high tackle. Sees you gang there, she is upright in the tackle.
So what I'm saying is 3 green. There is direct head contact with the shoulder.
Agree.
She's upright, so there is foul play. For me, this reaches that yellow card threshold. Do you agree?
She's in that, in fact, she slipped up. Yeah, head contact.
Captain and 3 green. We do have head contact. There is foul play because she's upright and reaches our yellow card threshold. 3 and off-field review.
So it's going to the bunker. Jukang's had an eventful second half, a try and then a yellow card, and she will hope that that is not upgraded to a red.
It's similar enough as as the yellow card for Rugby in the first half.
3. High tackle.
It's just an attack, just slipping up upright. Both players are upright, but again, when you're going in that impact, you have to control your height, you control your force.
Scrum call. Scrum call. Scrum.
Clever call here, calling a scrum, forcing Ireland to, I suppose, take off her back.
Italy need tries. I suppose kicks are no good to them. Speaking of kicks, what about that drop goal from Bourdon Sansus today from France?
It was immaculate, it was unreal.
Unbelievable.
It's great to see it. But just to back yourself that way as well and just have the execution. It was from the 10 metre out, it was from the 10 metre as well, so there's a lot of work to do.
Well, if anyone else did it, you'd be surprised, but given her talents, it comes as no shock. Christy Haney about to come in. Earned her spot in green through what she did in blue, has impressed for Leinster over the years.
6, yeah, so you'll go off for the prop to come on.
So Mahan is coming off here, so Haney can come on. So we're going with a 7.
And number 4 subs. 4? Who's 4?
7 power pack.
Grace Moore coming in, found through the IQ rugby system.
Time on. So this is our mark.
Played netball at a high level as well.
Nice see Siobhan McCarthy as well coming on, getting some more game time.
Soon to be Dr. Siobhan McCarthy. She's studying a PhD in molecular biology. I can barely pronounce it, let alone study it. Breaking off the back is Giordano. Can Italy exploit Ireland's numerical disadvantage? Dinka couldn't hang on to that. It's knocked on, and it's a scrum to Ireland if they want it, or an advantage to Ireland if they want it.
8, 19.
And they'll take it.
No advantage. Under pressure. Yeah, scrum. Up here, ladies, we're outside your 22.
Ireland were very happy with the defensive set, down to 14 and still forcing turnovers.
Subs. 9 and 13.
I appreciate they've made changes because you think Italy wore themselves out a bit against England last week. It was a big defensive effort and they did play well for large parts of the game, but they put so much into it.
Yeah, we were mentioning that as well at half time, just that they do look tired, they look fatigued. So I suppose like having such an attritional game last weekend like that, when you're defending for so long, it does zap you, it does zap the energy.
They're running the bench. Stefano scored Italy's only try so far today, going off Bitonci amongst those coming in. Manini also in.
Set, hold, stay, keep it in, hold. Stand up, stand up. Both of you have gone straight across the mark. Let's go, reset.
It's a tough situation for an experienced player, let alone an inexperienced one. Bitonci won her first cap last week, winning her second this week.
Let's square up now, inside. Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold! Steady! Keep it up!
Hogan with the handoff. She's so powerful, so dynamic. Lane there in support. O'Brien there to clear.
23.
Waiting was Dalton.
Away green, no hands, no hands.
A little bit of a delay from the scrum half. Giordano was there in support. Bitonci. Bitonci, box kicks. Two waiting, one of them was Flood. And it turns out to be a decent kicker, does it well. It does press Italy back. Here's a little chip over the top, and that was good stuff from Emily Lane.
Nice covering there by Lane.
King. Siobhan McCarthy. Wall wanted it, but it's back to O'Brien. Fullback Granzotto gave to Dinka, who did gain ground, and then Rigoni hacks at it. That's an Ireland line out. It works out for those in green in the end.
You're just getting frustrated now, you know, they're trying things down, the ball isn't going to hand.
And there was so much talk in the lead into this game that they used to just kind of kick and try things and try it on instinct on the pitch. They had cut that down, but you can see it's still there just a little bit, isn't it?
It's slipping just back in, all right, but so that happens too, and you're just trying, you want to get points on the board, put your team under pressure, you're going to try everything you can.
Yes. Okay, I'll just tell the captain. Who's the captain now? So. The yellow card will remain a yellow card. There's not a high degree of danger. From three.
So we will see Ju Gang back on again, which is good to see.
Are we okay to play? It's just cramping. You need to make a decision to play. Okay, can we make a sub? Let's get a sub. Ready for this player. Subs, please.
It says an awful lot about her that her team are winning by 30 points. They've got the bonus point, but she's still frustrated not to be out there. And Dinka is frustrated to be injured at the moment.
Okay, play on. Okay,
She's tried today, but it just hasn't quite happened for her, has it?
No, the space being closed down constantly on her and just being under pressure as well.
Well, that hasn't been by accident.
Time on. Five.
That does not look good. Let's hope she's okay, that it's not a long-term injury, that it ends her match, but not her tournament.
No competes, not high enough. Access. Down by red headgear.
Lane. Wall.
Strong contact there.
Wall is skipping off the turf, isn't she? Haney. Lane. Carried well by Keena Maloney. Lane trying to dig it out.
Going back into the 9.
Wall. Lane. Lane slips through the gap. Can she get away? She's got support with her in the shape of Dalton. Lane. Breen was with her. Pops it up in the end to McGann, who, keep in mind, is on a hat-trick.
Advantage. Roll 6. You have penalty advantage.
Ireland get the penalty.
Mark is where you are.
And I imagine they'll have a cut here.
Imagine to go to the corner here, just try to get more points on the board.
And when it comes to placings, scoring difference could be the difference.
Exactly, every point counts in this competition. We've known for years going by, so I think they'll have to take every opportunity they can.
And there's confirmation of that change that Jones has gone off and Keena Maloney has come in. Jones did well today.
Really well, some really good carries, good rips in contact as well, and defensively very solid.
You don't want to see any player from any team go off injured, but sadly for Dinka that is the case today.
Players need to roll east to west, not back towards the 9, okay? To the side, roll.
Keena Maloney finds Wall, and now it's them all. Italy keeping Ireland out, who, keep in mind, are still one less than Italy. Wall with support from Moore. Lane, Hogan. Lane gets her hands on it, pops it up for Wall. Wall will not be denied. Dorothy Wall crashes over.
Excellent line there by Wall. Since she's come on, she's really carried with vengeance and carried with dominance. So great try there.
Power and composure showed by the Tipperary woman to get over the line and get Ireland's 5th try.
Again, like just Wall and Hogan are in camera shot there again. And again, look at the impact here from Hogan. Look at the carry. Sucky and 3 Italian defenders making that scramble. Then Wall just sees that gap and goes through.
Well, there's probably a bit of anger in Wall that she didn't start, and she showed it there, didn't she?
Yeah, that's a way to answer any questions.
Well, on the evidence of today, an uncharacteristic miss from O'Brien.
Yeah, I've had a chat with them, they need to go east to west, but yeah, I'm aware.
King. Penalty, Italy.
Holding. You're off your feet, and she's first arriving, holding on.
Nice turnover there, just Haney lost her feet. Which was that's a poor player along that gap. Found the opportunity for that turnover.
Okay. Time off. Subs, just hold.
Rigoni.
Just subs, please. Subs. Subs.
Look really disappointed.
18. You 18? Who's 18? Yeah. Okay, 18. Back. Off.
Adele McMahon.
So who's the other prop that's coming on, ladies? Yeah.
Ireland still down to 14, still without Jukang.
I need another prop on, so she's staying. Sorry, they did call you, but I think you still
Gives
need
me a breakdown here of the Jugang is staying off and Haney staying on.
18 is on for 3. Okay, so number 3 yellow card has expired. She's substituting with 18. Okay, let's go. Time on.
Just didn't quite hear the referee the first time. Now that's cleared up.
Access.
Clear space between Ireland and Italy no matter what happens here, but Ireland will not want to concede any points.
15. That's one stop, going sideways.
Ireland standing up to the Italian power at the moment, but now they're trying to go through Bitonci. And now it is Bitonci, Rigoni pumping the legs and getting close, but just short. Still in play though, still there for, oh, Rigoni!
The question whether she held in contact, she didn't release to carry again. So I suppose it would be a team overview.
Checking the grounding and also the lead up to that.
Yeah, agree that the actions of the Ohegi and how she grounded the ball.
Yes.
Well, if it works, that's very clever because there is a clear release.
Yep.
There's players behind her.
Looks like it could be a try, but again.
There's a ruck. There are players who are bound in this breakdown here behind her. She cannot stand up in the middle of the ruck and play the ball. As she's in offside position, she needs to be the last player in that breakdown. Yeah, she was the ball, but there are players behind her now.
Okay, referee, please. Yeah, Ella, those are your best angles.
So you don't see that there was a breakdown? Zini, we just need to establish if there is a ruck. If there is a ruck, she cannot stand up in an offside position and play the ball if there are players bound onto behind her. If there's no player bound, she's allowed to stand up and play the ball and score the try. So can I just see another?
The ruck is over. There is no ruck.
Okay.
She stands up, plays the ball, and then grounds it clearly.
Okay, so we'll come back on me. I'll just explain this one then.
Please do.
Sorry. Hey, can you come off the field, please? Okay, so you're back on the field. So I'll explain the decision. There is no ruck, so she's allowed to stand up, let go of the ball, and score the try. So she is in an onside position, so the try will stand. Okay?
It's one of the cleverest tries you'll see. Rigoni getting Italy second.
Very clever, I must say. That's just, this was a rugby IQ there. Rigoni, a very experienced player. To see the opportunity, see there was no ruck formed.
And she extracts all 7. Probably too little to make an impact on the destination of the result, but pride at stake for Italy, and Rigoni with that try gets them their first score in the second half. Will that give them a boost? 15 on 15 again. That was confirmed just before that phase of play. That's Giordano. Italy, who look and seem to feel a bit more confident after that try. Playing from deep. Stefanen didn't get very far, but they recycle. Luzzo. You don't want to get anyone isolated. That's knocked on, but it is a penalty to Italy. Ireland offside.
Number 7. Sorry, just open up a little bit, thanks. Ladies on your front lifter, just open.
You'll be watching replays of that try for a long time to come.
It's got a bit askew.
There's a clear compete in the middle. Not straight.
They're used to new rules there, or uncompeted, so it had to be called not straight.
Scrum or line out, not straight option. Line out? Take the line out. Good, lucky I checked, hey? Green numbers. Ladies, what's your numbers, please?
Cliona Maloney.
Open.
Not only is it good to have a player of her literal strength, but metaphorical strength around the panel, around the squad, around Irish rugby.
Absolutely, what she brings is invaluable, and just her heart and desire for the green jersey as well. So it's great to see her flourishing in the squad.
And now she's got the ball tucked under her arm after Wall gave it to her. Lane looks for a break.
Off the head.
King showing her skills. Wall showing her power. Lane. O'Brien.
Stop.
That's fumbled and knocked on again. Musso. And I don't think that's the first time that's happened to her.
Well, that's the second time in a similar position as well, unfortunately, for Musso. Very uncharacteristic of her.
She took a knock in the first half and it looked like maybe she wasn't going to come back. She has, and has made some uncharacteristic errors.
Prime attacking opportunity here for Ireland now again. Their scrum has got dominance. I'm sure they use that here to try get every inch out of it as they can.
And Dan O'Brien is not aiming her kicks to where she's aiming them by accident.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Steady.
Lane. Hogan breaks and then gives.
Backwards.
Lane backwards, so that's okay. Lane, is she away? She is away. Lane's going to get over surely. No, a good tackle, and Italy get back and securing the possession was Capomaggi.
Very good last-ditch tackle there from Italy, forcing that turnover and the tackle.
It's frustration and disappointment for Lane, who must have thought she was in. But it ends in an Italian scrum.
We have a lot of movement. Ladies, just listening, a lot of movement before the set.
It was a good tackle. I think it was Veronese who got there.
Really good cover tackle.
Set our feet, don't hit and chase. Crouch. Bind. Set, steady, hold. Staying square.
Tonchi trying to carry out as Giordano runs into a green wall.
And use it, 21. Stay.
Tonchi. Italy,
Nice
go ahead.
clearing kick there. Good, give her pressure. There was pressure from the Irish defence, put pressure on that breakdown. So really good clearance there.
Italy. Thanks.
Ireland take it quickly. King moved it off. Brittany Hogan. Good hands from Haney. Flood. Just check her run, even though McGann was outside. Lane. Maloney. Lane. Popped up for O'Brien. Goes forward off of McMahon, and Italy have the advantage.
No advantage, he's kicked it out straight on the full. No advantage. Knock on.
Flat pass there. Look, the option was on. Just a very flat pass. Unfortunately, just right on the point of contact.
So towards the, okay, sorry. I'm just going to walk a few metres this way. Good news, Indy. Okay. Here we go. Let's hit the standard. Last round's good.
Ireland seeing this one home,
Stability.
but they want more.
Crouch. Bind. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Just seems to be a lot of movement in the scrum at the set before they set anything.
Our hands are below our shoulders, so if we need more space, to be able to get our shoulders up, we need to find it, okay? This side. This side, I'm okay. Please, chest out, shoulders up. Crouch. Bind. Set, steady, hold. Play away.
Tonchi, Italy play it. Rigoni kicks through, but Italy run out of pitch.
Not quick, it's being touched. Yep. Numbers, ladies, please. 5.
Well, victories for this Ireland team have not been given in this tournament in recent years, so to do it by the distance that they're going to do it is a significant boost. To go away with the bonus point, even better. They showed in WXV1 that they compete with the best they can compete with the best in the world. Last week they showed glimpses of what's possible. Today they've done what they've needed to do. Wall, Lane, O'Brien, cushion chip over the top, and chasing is Dalton. Oh, Dalton has it and just couldn't keep a hold of it. It was fumbled forward, and the referee says it is an Italian decision.
Unfortunately there for Dalton, really good chase on that kick, got the bounce. Unfortunately just a little spill there. But again, look at that option, look at the confidence with O'Brien looking at those backfield options. Really good hang time on the ball.
Keep the speed in the game, mark set.
Well, either way, she is the player of the match.
I think that's a really good option. The work she's done even off the ball has been immense. The line she's around the defender, she sat down. And defensively she's been very strong as well, forcing those turnovers. So 7 carries, 15 tackles, and over 37 metres gained is a nice stat for anyone. So I say well-deserved player of the game.
And a try as well. Hasn't been a bad day for her. Italy being driven backwards. This is really good from Ireland. And they've turned it over. And here's Lane. And here's McMahon. Tackled by Rigoni. Stolen back by Italy, but illegally so. And it is a penalty to Ireland.
Taking the 9, number 8. What do you want to do, sorry, Captain? Okay.
Well, that's the try that started it all for Ireland today. There was actually a fumble in the lead into it, but Dalton recovered it well and finished it well. And it could be a good finish, a big finish for Ireland here.
Eyes up, you stand up. Girls on you, please. Yep.
It's a very different feeling to the Ireland-Italy game last year, and the now under reconstruction RDS.
I think they'll be much happier with this, especially away as well, because Italy away are tough, but Ireland have just been solid today. They showed some real promise, so it's great to see.
Both the Irish squad and the venue that game was held in last year under reconstruction, and both reconstructions going well.
Down by your player.
Here's Dalton, support from Flood.
Tackle release, need a grab.
Rigoni rips it, but it's a penalty to Ireland.
Knee was to ground. Tackle release, please.
Clear frustration on Rigoni's face there. It's just the timing.
Marks here, please, ladies. On the 5.
Clever by Dalton there, getting her knee to the ground, forcing the tackle to be called.
Crouch! Bind!
Ireland had the bonus point secured by half-time, and I think it's fair to say as soon as Dugang went over for that 5th try, and maybe even before it, they had the win secured. Hogan once more, it's opened up for Hogan. It's a try. It's an extremely well taken one as well, and it's Brittany Hogan.
That's an impact. That's to talk about impact subs. Both Hogan and Wall both getting on the score sheet in the second half, but really good clarity there. As 8, I suppose Hogan shows have a lot of experience at 8 also. Just really good there. Quick tap, sees the gap in front of you and goes for it, so fair play. And you'll always back her in those tight areas.
Someone tell them we'll have a restart. Yep.
Six tries for Ireland. That's a good day. O'Brien looking to add another conversion. And you just wonder, will Ireland play it from this kickoff, or will they go for try number 7? Or will they just kick it dead and celebrate the victory?
You never know, the way they're playing, they might chase it. Sometimes you know when you're in games like that and you know you're on top, and you know you have momentum. It's very addictive to try and keep playing.
Lane. O'Brien, they want to play it, they want more. Flood, they'll take a chance, and it's a chance that might work out. No, Blue has the ball. I wonder, will Italy try and play it, or are they happy enough to just end this game? No, Granzotto pinned the ears back there. Have Ireland turned it over? It spills kindly for Ranucci. Ranuccini, I beg your pardon. Wall goes hunting for that ball. Ireland have the scrum if they wanted. There was a knock on.
You have a scrum advantage, 9.
Hogan places it. Lane. Ireland going through the hands. Maloney offloads well to Haney. Haney away. Is that O'Brien escaping down the right? I think it might have been Maloney instead. It was O'Brien, and it's McGann who'll complete her hat-trick. Fantastic. McGann with the hat-trick. Ireland with 7 tries. O'Brien with a good break to get it to her.
Is that what you love to see? Just back yourself even the time was gone to take the opportunity. Well played. Really good hands here from everyone. Good linking. Good ball here by O'Brien, just putting McGann into space. She had a lot of work to do. Put on the gas, and really good finish. 3 tries.
She knew she was away and she could enjoy those final few seconds. And O'Brien who put her in for that try. McGann's hat-trick. Kicks it between the posts, and that's a very fine finish for Ireland. A fine performance. There has been some very tough away days for Ireland in recent years, but things are beginning to turn. The green wave is getting stronger and stronger all the time. Ireland get the victory. 7 tries, including a hat-trick for McGann. And whatever the coaching staff and the squad are doing, it is working. Italy were poor, no doubt about that, but Ireland made them look that way at times. And the final score is Italy 12, Ireland 54.
Thank you, Oisín, and thank you, Ciara. What a fantastic result for Ireland. An equally impressive performance. Lindsay, Pete joining me in studio alongside Eliza Downey, 2 former Ireland internationals. Great result, Lindsay. First away win on the road since 2021 in the Women's Six Nations. Much deserved.
Listen, much deserved, and they put more points on Italy than England did last week. That has to be a superb outcome. And like we said at the start, this was about redemption, coming back. They'd unfinished business from last week. We saw the potential, but could they be ruthless and finish the job? And I think it's safe to say they did. A big mention for Dana O'Brien, because I think there was a lot of pressure on those young shoulders after I suppose not a below par performance by her standards last week, but by God, she got on the score sheet. We said that before we came on air. She needs to get a kick, confident, a converted kick to get her confidence up, and you could see her shoulders out, chest out, and even there, her part in the last try for Anna McGann, who was on no ball at all in the second half. And I just thought some of the phases they put together, some of the pieces of skill we saw, some of the decision making, better game management, I just thought it was enjoyable to watch. And yeah, the bingo ladies are very happy. Very happy.
Good results all round. Liza, redemption for last week, but when you consider that Ireland lost against Italy last year at home in the Six Nations, does this just show how far this squad have come? I mean, a team very much on the up.
Yeah, look, they were building, they have been building. You know, they talked about the experience with the back line, with the Italians. You know, cap-wise, yeah, we're low in this team. They are inexperienced, but the skill, the talent, they're malleable players that can be coached, and there's leadership at great depth in this squad from younger players, like Lindsay mentioned, Dan O'Brien there, you know, and this is where rugby's fickle. One week, you know, you're the worst in the world and people are forgetting about you, and now, you know, she's a standout player and made such a difference in this game. And having a coach that backs that player and knows their worth and knows their quality is really important.
And the learnings again, just, you know, they took them and it was like textbook almost today, wasn't it, Lindsay? They took last week, they've clearly looked at it, and the improvements are significant.
But look, we talk about growth, we talk about growth mindset. You have to take it, you have to be uncomfortable, you have to be vulnerable. We've both been there, probably both professionally and personally, that you have to look at areas that didn't go right for you, and when you right the wrongs, then that's that period of growth. And listen, it wasn't perfect at all today. There was probably a below par Italy performance, especially those, the Rigoni, the Solaris, the Muzzos, those players we identified that were going to give us trouble probably had a little bit of a quiet day. That's not our job to manage. So I just think we have to remember that we've a lot of, like, Erin King 21, Dana O'Brien 21, Avian Riley 21. I think Clean Maloney Kilmy, but she's coming up to 32. She's probably the oldest there, the elder lemon. So you're looking at a mid-20s to early 20s cohort, and what they've achieved in the last 18 months with Alex Codling in there, Hugh Hogan, and obviously Scott Beeman in there. So they've good people coaching the potential out of these players, and it is positive. So the growth in the last 18 months, the growth from last week to this week, they're the key moments that will extract the potential out of this team, and they'll hopefully kick on for the rest of the tournament. And then obviously the bigger picture being the World Cup later in the year in September.
Absolutely, Liza. We talked a lot about the strong start. It was a very strong start for Ireland. We'll take a look back now at some of the first half tries. It all kicked off with the player of the match, Eva Dalton.
Yeah, like, and you know, well-deserved player of the match. She was on the end of everything great today. The work she does off the ball, those short line runs. She's confident beyond her years. We saw that in the Celtic Challenge, and how she's linking up with those other players around her. Her and Higgins in that partnership, really exciting.
And this second try, Lindsay.
I still think the key was that, I know it's so simple, is Edel McGran just holding that Italian defence. And like we said earlier in the show, they did each other a disservice last week by eating up the ground and taking away the winger space. So we want Amy Lee Costigan on the ball, we want Anna McGann. Like last week, Anna McGann made 97 metres that she actually had no right. She worked so hard, whereas today we got her in space and we saw the phenomenal athlete that she is, and she just made it look so easy.
The Italian try, I know we don't want to talk about too many negatives, but still those little gaps, and again, areas that need to be worked on, Eliza.
Yeah, that scrum half Stefan made that try for Italy from the pace that she peeled round from that scrum, and actually there was a little bit of miscommunication and there was a gap that opened up and she backed it, and at that point we didn't know what the Italians were going to do.
See this one, this is the player we want in the ball. So Amy Lee goes and she like a little goose step or a little show and go going inside and then comes outside, and once she has an into space, like, you're not going to stop her, and we want her in those one-on-one situations. And the same with that last try, just the hands, the depth, again the short line run, Stacey holding the ball and Anna McGann holding her depth to get in the wing. So these were key little tweaks that we didn't do last week that made life very difficult, and we didn't capitalise on the good areas that we got ourselves in, and we just didn't capitalise on that, and we weren't ruthless enough. Those changes we saw today, and we reaped the rewards with 8 or 9 tries. Like, they were just excellent today, and delighted for them.
We've talked a lot about Eva Wafer in the past number of weeks. We were hoping that she would have gotten the tries off to a start in the beginning of the second half, but it was disallowed. It looked like obstruction in the build-up. Would that be fair, Lindsay?
Yes, because what the big key indicator is if the two lifters actually block the number of the jumper, which they do, they cut off the number 5 for shoot. It's a really easy for the referee. So it was a good spot because the jumper has to be available to tackle from the opposition. So probably it was just on the cusp, I would say. I wouldn't say it was harsh, but look, it's actually something that World Rugby has honed in on, both in men and women's games, so it is a consistency that we've seen. So look, it's unfortunate, but the good thing about today, look, we know what Aoife Wafer is capable of, but the fact that we'd other players step up, I thought the bench, they were like, listen, they picked up the phone, they said, Scott, you remember me? You started me last week, I'm not going away. You know, they made a huge impact. So she was quiet today, but we'd other players step up, which is always a positive.
And teams know about Aoife Wafer now,
Yeah.
she's no surprise, okay? And she actually, she couldn't control what the referee was going to do there. That try, she made her own, even though it was disallowed in the end. And look, she is always going to be there. It was quieter for her today because she didn't score a try, but like that's not the measure of success, you know, for her, the work that she did within that game. But like Lindsay said, other players are stepping up now. It can't be a team that goes far in a World Cup if you have one or two players to rely on, and that happened to the Italians today. They relied on 4 or 5 players who didn't get to show up in the way that they wanted, and they didn't get the result, and they didn't play the game that they wanted either.
Something you mentioned at that point in studio, Eliza, was managing the game management. How do Ireland approach this now? Is that something that's discussed at half-time? Is that something that Scott would have talked to the players about?
He would have honed in on that, yeah, definitely. Look, nothing is perfect in a game. It's not a flawless, it doesn't exist, so there is always areas. Today they were quite tight in certain areas, and I don't know if they play against other teams coming up, definitely your England's. That is going to be hard if you play a really compact game. They're going to be looking at that. They'll take what they want from this. Be proud of yourselves. Take all the greatness out of actually, we performed, we managed stress and pressure well. Our players that were quiet last week got the chance to shine this week. But there'll be 1 or 2 areas that they will want to focus on. And great to see that bench getting emptied and actually some really great performances from them.
I think we'll have bruise on our knees because we both wanted Dorothy to come off, and we were like, yes, she's going to get a try. Yeah, Eliza was manifesting for Doro, and I thought she just was, you know, she was really, really great impact when she came off. And the same with Brittany. Brittany is an absolute athlete. She's an absolute unit. I've played against her. I've tried to tackle her. You might as well tackle a brick wall. But she came on, and we saw the Brittany Hogan that we're used to. She just punched hard. She was aggressive, and she got rewarded with a try.
Lindsay, Ireland's 6th try did come, as you say, and that one must have taken the pressure off in the second half early on.
Yeah, it was a different half in the second half. It wasn't as open, as expansive as we were used to. But they were patient, and what I liked to see was the momentum kept building and the ball kept moving. A little bit slow here, but again, once it's a gain line carry and Italy are on the back foot, you're always on the ascendancy. And you're never going to stop Linda within the 5 metre. Like, you just aren't. She's a phenomenal athlete. She got her body position is key to this try here. She dips nice and low. Look at her 2 latchers. Niamh O'Dowd again, she works tirelessly last week. She doesn't get the credit. Again, dirty work, just latching onto someone and giving her that extra trust and power just to get her over the line. So it was nice, the variety of tries, wasn't it? You know, we got it out the backs. We got, and again, it shows the spread of talent throughout the squad. So again, not the finished article, but you want to do your homework on the positives to build on for a big challenge now in 2 weeks against England coming to Musgrave Park to us. And then the homework has to be the learnings. And even say, for that example, the scrum, the try we conceded off the scrum, they're just positional changes. We will get that right. We held up 2 balls. Yeah.
Dorothy Wall's try, Eliza, as Lindsay said, you were manifesting, manifesting Doro. Not easy when you don't start, when you have the previous week. You were very pleased for her.
Yeah, look, I was impressed with how Dorothy played last week. Like, you know, she was standout for me and how she sort of managed it. But like you see, I can see and I can feel it in this game. Every run that she had, every carry, her direction, her communication to her players around her, it's just pure power. She can do that all day. And look, maybe there's a bit of psychology in it with it not getting started, and it gives you that extra push to prove your point. But the competition in this team is the biggest I've ever seen it. And we haven't seen that for a long time. There's not one player in that team at the moment that actually is sure of their starting position.
And given how young they are, it's incredible to think, you know, what's ahead. The 8th try of the game, the Rigoni try, Lindsay, we don't want to big it up too much. It was, after all, an Italian try, but this was something very special.
She made liars of us. We're sitting there going, you know what, we expected so much from her. We know what her potential is, you know, and she was so quiet, and she had 2 key moments in this phase of play. So really good maul, getting game line, putting Ireland into pressure. And the thing about the maul is that you have to suck in D. Once it gets moving, it'll suck defenders in. They manage it really well, and they get it out. And watch her line. she comes back in against the grain and just wins herself, I suppose, game line. She shouldn't have, because there was 2 Irish players on it. Really, really good line, great momentum, sucks, 5 players in, because there's no ruck, releases the ball and just turns. Like, that's actually sick.
I mightn't, like, shouldn't say this, but like, that try, I was delighted that it was given, because I actually think it shows a different dynamic and creativity and flair that Italian team do have, and that particular player, because we know she can do inventive, innovative things like that in a game, and I haven't seen it done before.
Tell me you're Italian without telling me you're Italian. You know what I mean? Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, and I played against her. She's very smart. She's very proud. The thing about Italy is they're ridiculously frustrating, because they can do some brilliance, but then they can let themselves down, and they're used to chaos. And when you're used to chaos, it can look absolutely brilliant. But if you're not on the same page, then, like we saw today, their handle errors were in double figures, and that really killed them today.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, 2 late tries, Eliza, for Ireland. What can we say, girls? Icing on the cake?
Yeah, you want to start a game well and you want to finish it really strong. And Brittany Hogan came on, and she probably underperformed last week from her own standards. She came on, she really took ball hard, physicality there. We know what type of strength that she has. She did simple, fundamental, carrying that ball and backing herself. And I think she wanted to prove a point to herself this week, because she plays a massive part in this team.
This try was just unbelievable. Backs, forwards, drawn players, and again, I think that was Anna McGann's only touch in the second half, and she scored her hat-trick. Same thing, I've played with Anna. She's a phenomenal athlete, and she missed out in the Olympics last year due to injury. She was nearly on the road back, but no more than Avian Riley was really, really unfortunate after all the work she put in. So I'm particularly delighted for her to, as I said, all the hard work she put in last week, she got just reward.
And Eliza, they just look like they're really enjoying it. It looks as if they're having
a great time. You enjoy when you win, but they're expressing themselves. There was a lot more heads-up rugby this week. They were expansive in how they played. It wasn't as prescriptive. There was less kicking at different times. Definitely ball in hand. We wanted that at the start of this game. We wanted that centre partnership. We wanted them getting out to the fringes. And you see Anna McGann with a hat-trick. So that they've definitely done that today. And you've got people out in that wing. And I'm glad Costigan got her try as well, because you have 2 world-class players there with world-class pace. Let's get them on it.
Girls, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much for your company today. I've very much enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed watching at home too. What a fantastic result for Ireland. Hopefully they will carry this momentum on to their next game. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.